that you have to understand that there is something even better than you could have imagined. You just have to know our worth so much. Most of the people are kind of confronted with that, right? Align your energies first and you allow everything to come to you. When I know it's not about me, it's not a rejection towards my work, because I know who you are. I know. Hey there, welcome to day 24. Well, 24 days ago, I committed myself to a 30-day challenge. Every day I create and upload one YouTube video. And today is day 24, so welcome. Actually, it's 26 days ago. Maybe you have noticed that the past 2 days I haven't uploaded yet, and there is a really good reason. 27 days ago, actually, because this happened once already, where I just had to integrate and release so much. As much as I wanted to do that video, I really had to honor my body and to just allow myself to relax. And that's what I did the past 2 days. And well, today I really realized that, well, I'm really missing that, first of all. And I was really thinking, okay, maybe I just need to take another day off, but it was different. Well, it is already late in the evening, so I took the whole day kind of to continued integrating, releasing, meditating a lot, and just allowing myself to sit a lot also in the fire, actually, and to just allow those things to just leave my system. And well, I was open to however it comes, it will be all right today. And because I just know when this needs to be done, it needs to be done. And then this challenge, doing this, is what caused it maybe in the first place, which means it's a great success and everything is working out, even when I have to skip a day where I upload a video, right? So, but well, to my surprise, allowing that led to me feeling extraordinarily great. My body feels really great right now, and I really feel ready now to do this, even though it is kind of late here where I am. 11 in the evening, actually. Yes. So, nevertheless, again, welcome to day 24. And the beautiful topic that I want to talk today about actually crystallized itself yesterday. Well, yesterday I experienced something where I just realized this is the thing that I'm going to talk about. And it's kind of the topic, what happens when doors close, when doors are closing, when you are being kind of rejected, or doors are just closing right in front of you, or things are not going the way you thought they would be, or the way you wish they would have been. And also the topic in that kind of relation, the topic worthiness. Because what I experienced, and it first triggered some things within me that I've realized. And then I realized, well, I'm probably not the only one that feels that way, because also observing other people, I realize most of the people are kind of confronted with that, right? We have a kind of vision, or we follow kind of a purpose, right? And we have a certain idea, and then we kind of dare to step out into the unknown, maybe with an offer, we offer someone something, we kind of open up, we kind of put ourselves in a vulnerable position, right? And then for one reason or another, the other person or the other part is kind of closing the door or rejecting you. maybe even in a nice way, And this immediately triggers all the parts that feel unworthy within you and bring them to the surface. Well, you might feel that your work is not good enough, or you might think things like, well, I've never should have done that, I knew it, or however, but it will trigger the unworthiness, the lie that has been active within you, and give you the opportunity to kind of decide that this is not true for you and to release it, right? And this is why I want to talk about that, because I think that's so important, because every rejection, isn't it? Every rejection is kind of showing to us exactly that. Whether it triggers unworthiness we might not have been aware of. So we can decide that we do not believe that any longer. Because when you make an offer to someone and this person is kind of rejecting it or just closing the door, and you feel worthy, then this should not trigger anything, right? But when it does trigger anything, when it does bring forth kind of an emotional and thinking loop forth, about yourself, about the circumstance, and that kind of places meaning on what happened in a way that you are in a position where you're angry, mad, or disappointed, or sad, or unworthy, and not just not feel good about yourself, right? Then, wait a minute, give me a moment, I just kind of lost that sentence. So when the worthiness is triggered, it is an opportunity to release that, because it is a lie, and it's a lie that is in your field, that is without you noticing, kind of co-creating your reality for you, with you. And maybe this comes again. It was not exactly what I wanted to say, but I think it comes in a moment when it maybe fits better. That's why I just skipped right now. But to come back to that topic in general, we usually, when we're in that loop, right, and all those lies come up, and it closes so many more doors than the door that has been closed that caused it. And what I have learned is, and I have a beautiful example, by the way, because I made an offer to someone, and this person reflected back to me that she is kind of not ready to just invest in herself, right? And not ready to kind of even though she wanted it, even though she wants it, she's kind of, when it's about money, she's kind of not willing, to invest in herself, because she can't see the greater purpose behind that. So she is kind of still trapped in that loop, where she has this illusion that she thinks when the problem is solved, then she has kind of time for that thing, that offer, for something like that, but not realizing that taking your attention off the problem and investing into you will solve the problem in the first place. You know what I mean? And that is where we often get caught up in. Well, nevertheless, she kind of rejected, in a sense. And I realized then in that moment that those things come up. I was not convinced that this is true, but in this moment I realized even myself, who is truly aware that thoughts like that are not my truth, I am worthy, but I realized those things just came up like there was still this program, like I was observing it, but it was still going on, and I was really surprised. And I thought, well, this is just kind of hindering me on seeing what's beyond that, right? Because what I also know is that when a door closes, then because there is something better, And that's the beauty about walking the path of conscious awakening. When you are doing the work, and you align your energies with what you desire, and then you receive impulses and you act on them in the right moment, and the door closes, then there is a reason for that. And the reason is not that you haven't done enough work, and the reason is also not that you have done anything wrong or should have done it better. But the thing is, that's the beauty, really walking the path of conscious awakening, when you truly create your reality by not just focus on the physical part, but including the 99% anyways, the broader view, the energy behind that. And that means instead of taking action, you align your energies first and you allow everything to come to you. And impulses is something too that comes to you. So you receive an impulse that is undeniably strong, and you just know you need to act upon it. But the thing is, we need to be aware that we're not insisting on any outcome, because we have no idea why we actually have that impulse. All that we know is it comes because we brought ourselves into alignment with the thing that we desire, and that is something to do now. And when it feels good, and making the offer, for example, feels good and it feels amazing, and well, then you know it's right. So in this case, she rejected, and so that means the door closed. And you could say, well, what happened? But it only was to bring you forth into a certain direction. When this door closes, there was nothing wrong. This only means, this went just so far up until this point, but it's not supposed to go further like that with that person, at least not like that. So that means it's not a failure, or it's not something that was going wrong. It's just that you have to understand that there is something even better than you could have imagined. And that's actually what kind of happened, because as I understood, well, if that, I really thought, well, if this works out, that would be amazing. But it didn't. So I know, well, maybe it wouldn't have been that amazing, Maybe I just thought it would be that amazing because I don't know certain things yet that life, but in a broader perspective, knows already for me without me experiencing that. But I can feel it energetically. And if I just create by aligning my energies, then things like that will just show me that. When I know it's not about me, it's not a rejection towards my work or what I love or even myself, but it is an invitation that there is something better. So as I was kind of releasing what I know to be not true about myself, I was kind of surprised what was coming up, just sitting kind of in the fire and just allowing that to leave, because it's not true. It's not what I choose. I am not unworthy, and I know there must be something better. So it worked pretty well. So I released that, and I immediately got another impulse. And I immediately, then when the time was right, shortly after that, after my meditation, then I act upon that. And it gave me the opportunity to tap even more fully into my worthiness in front of that person. And it gave me the opportunity to shift the perspective. And I did that. And it worked. It worked. So now she accepted the offer. We changed the conditions a little bit. And the beauty about that is, for myself, in that moment, it was very valuable, because for me and my journey, it was really about being able to stand up for my worth and not being afraid to ask for what I want and what I need. And I think that was like practice to me. It was really like practice to me, because usually when we come from a place of unworthiness, because we've been trained to feel unworthy, we kind of feel guilt to ask for what we want, even though we give something in exchange. And that's the paradox. So we feel ashamed kind of to give a lot, but also feel ashamed to take. But it's like so nonsensical that an unworthy person puts her or himself always in the position where she's the wrong one. So you have, like, someone owes you money and you feel not worthy enough to just say, I need my money, because you don't want to be, I don't know, you know what I mean, too greedy with money or whatever. But then you owe someone money and you feel the same way. You also feel weird about that. And there was a time in my journey where I realized that. I mean, it can't be. I mean, when I owe someone money, for example, yes, then you could say, well, that feels uncomfortable. No one wants that, right? So I feel unworthy. I feel guilty. I maybe don't know that's unworthiness, but I don't feel comfortable with that. But why do you feel uncomfortable in the same way asking for your money when someone owes you money, right? Why isn't that uncomfortable? And then you can see, because it's not truly about the money, it's about the program you have about yourself in relation to that. So a person that feels unworthy or guilt and is programmed kind of in that way always puts themselves in a position where they think they need to be the one that has to feel uncomfortable, like they did something wrong. But when we understand, and that was beautiful to me, because I could release that, and immediately I could not only practice, so to say, to stand up for my worth and kind of, that's the only way I can put it. It's like we are afraid to say what we are afraid to say what it is we think that what we do is worth. And that's why we always confronted with, is that price too high? Am I asking for too much? Am I really worth that much money? Will anybody pay that much money? But when you look out into the world, there is no limit to certain things. Let's say you offer a coaching, you might find yourself in a position where you wonder, is it too much money to take this amount of money or this amount of money? But when you take a closer look, there are a lot of people that take a whole lot of more money for maybe even less work, because they just, in their worthiness, they just know what they have is that valuable. And they know there are people out there that can see that, and that they will see that value, and they will decide to tap into that. And this is something we just have to know. We just have to know and truly believe that what we give is worth paying for example. We just have to know our worth so much. But what I wanted to say is, when we see doors closing, not as doors closing in a sense that something that should have been mine is now closed. Because if it should have been yours, it would not have been closed in the first place. But if we see that like a door closed, but we don't kind of hear the sound of closing a door, but we realize that's the sound of another door that just has opened. I just have to see that. I cannot focus on the door that seems to be closed. And often it is the same person or the same thing, but it just wanted to be a little different, so you can have even more maybe from it, because there is more behind that for you than what you can maybe see yet with the eyes. And I think that's such an important topic, because when we go out in the world, especially on the path of conscious awakening, right? We start one way or another, kind of teach what we're doing. We offer something in some shape or form in order to help others, right? To have it more easily on their path of awakening, because we have experience and we are in a position to share that. And I think it's so important. It's so important to really kind of quickly learn and realize that doors that close when you're truly acting out of alignment are doors that never meant to be yours to enter, but there is something better. And I mean, think about it. When the door closes and you're all like feeling kind of not good about it, you're in a state of a door closed, or you can be, oh, there must be something better, and you can really feel that joy about that. And often when we then kind of go into that experience or further observe as the time progresses, we realize why that door was closed. Because very often, let's say you kind of have really something great to offer, and it's your energy. And if the other person is not kind of able to receive that energy fully and kind of use it fully and kind of is able to multiply it, and then shoot it out back into the universe again, then that is not the place where your energy belongs. And you maybe just don't know it because you just don't know it on the physical level yet. You just feel the passion of the thing that you are doing, and you're just willing to set your energy in a certain direction. But you, on a broader perspective, will help you so you can place your energy where it belongs, right? Where people really can multiply it, can use it to a really beneficial way and give back equally. And if the person is not able to do that, and you just don't know that, well, you don't have to know that. You just have to know enough that when a door closes, that it might be because of that. And often, and I had that with my paintings, for example, when I made an offer and it was rejected, afterwards I was realizing, as I was maybe still even observing those people, I realized, well, I didn't know that, but those are not the people I wanna bring my energy into. Because especially for my paintings, I want people that truly know what they are doing when it comes to energy, in a sense. I want them to be in with their heart on that. I want them to feel that, and not like, well, yeah, okay, do me a painting, so whatever, you know what I mean? I want them to understand the meaning behind that. I want them to feel so passionate about their intention, so when we create that painting, it really is something you can feel only looking at it, standing in front of it and feeling it, you know what I mean? Thinking about it even only as a symbol. And so I want people that are equally passionate about that when they come in touch with that. And life can only bring them to me when I am not willing to just place it wherever just so I can get it out in some shape or form. Like I have to kind of chase people so they will see, look at this is valuable. You just have to understand, you know where I'm getting at? I mean, it's not really what I'm doing, but this is what I have realized. And so sometimes it's better when you maybe just need to align a little bit more with your own passion. And you just have to be willing to let people that are maybe 50% the one you want to work with, 60, 70, even 90%, you have to be willing to let them go so that 100% people can enter your life. And that's what I believe. That's when, that's the topic again. We talked about it in another video. That's the topic again for not settling for less than you know that you want in your life. And this is so beautiful. And when we see life like that and doors closing in that way, then it's not really a door that has been closed. It's just, wow, I thought this is big, but what I get must be even bigger than that. And that is exciting, that is exciting. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. And where you might have experienced something like that. I really would love to know that. And today is really a short video because I really feel right now my body still needs a little bit more rest. And I want to allow that. But there is kind of a lot more to say about that, but maybe in another video. But for now, share with me what your thoughts are on that. I would love that. And I do want to share with you, speak a poem for you. You already know if you have watched my especially first videos. It's the poem High Vibration that is connected to the painting High Vibration. And I think that it really fits very well because it's all about allowing our vibration to rise, right? When doors close, we know it's for us. There is something better. Especially when kind of our excitement and passion brought us in front of that door, you know. It's not something that went wrong, it's happening for us. And when we know that, then the vibration rises even further. Because often it was just to get us moving and to do the thing that we offered, you know. This is the energy that we bring into the universe. We say something big with that. It doesn't matter if the other person sees that, values that. It doesn't matter. The energy is out, and when we stay in that energy, then the right match will come to you. So I thought high vibration is a really beautiful idea. So let's just for a moment together be quiet. Focus on our heart. Just be present with the heart right now. Let's just be present for a moment. Take a deep breath in. And out. Just allow yourself to be still. You know, the stillness is where everything comes from anyways. Often we think we miss something when we're still. When we're just in this stillness, in this void, you know. But there is where everything comes from. This is where the magic truly happens. And as awakened beings, we know that. We know it's important to make this space our dominant intent, so to say. It kind of stands above anything else. Because every action, every material thing comes out of that. Not the other way around. And maybe it's important to remember that when something then is just kind of trying to tell us we're not doing enough because we're still. Take a deep breath in. And out. Another deep breath in. Hold it. Hold it. And out. High vibration. I allow my vibration to rise. I know that I am a vibrational being. I know it's all vibration. So I allow my vibration to rise because I know how it works. Because I know who you are. I know who I am. So I allow my vibration to rise. I allow my vibration to rise. I know that I am a vibrational being. I know it's all vibration. I allow my vibration to rise because I know who you are. I know who I am. I know how this universe works. So I allow my vibration to rise. I allow my vibration to rise. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. And out. Keep your eyes closed for a moment. And just feel the space after those words. Just feel for a moment. And when you're ready now, open your eyes. Well, the space is where everything comes from, right? Let's remember to allow our vibration to rise. We need to be the ones that allows that. And when a door closes, you just know, because there is something better. You just know so much that life is for you and everything that happens for you, because you know you are doing the work, right? So you're not doing it wrong when something like that happens. It's just so important that you give it the positive meaning instead of the negative one. At least being neutral. But why being neutral, right? When something out of passion occurs, you follow that impulse and then the door closes. Well, that must be because there is something greater. Because the passion does not lie. So we would do ourselves a great favor if we stop connecting our worth to what others do. Take from us or not. You know what I mean? What they are able to perceive, what they value. We just need to know it has nothing to do with our worth. Because we are worthy anyways. Even before, so what's the point, right? In questioning our worth and our truth and what we're doing. Again, I would love for you to share in the comments what you think about it, what you feel about that, what you have experienced. Wow. And if you like that video, let me know. Give me a thumb up. And if you haven't, consider subscribing if you want to watch more of those videos. And I can only recommend to watch also into the other ones, because it's already 24 and we have been discussing a lot lately, and all those topics are just so valuable. And if you resonate, then I think you will find even more that could help you on your journey of conscious awakening. So make sure to follow my social media. I put all the links in the description box down below. And my love, if you feel the call to, and if it truly resonates with you, then you have the opportunity to support my journey. And if you do that, I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. So I see you for day 25, linearly speaking tomorrow. We'll see what topic it is going to be. I haven't received it yet. But I'm looking forward to it. So for now, have a beautiful time, gorgeous soul. I see you for day 25. Bye.